Okay, it's 22nd December 2010. This is a video on all the new toys that I got on Monday, this past Monday. Made a trip to New York, a little over the border between Pennsylvania and New York. Went up for a snowblower for $50, and I ended up spending $220 and bringing home a vast array of stuff. Well, I guess we'll start over here on the left. Say, one bottom plow for like my S17 and my S19s for the smaller ones. Picked that up for, well, I don't know the exact price, I guess you could probably figure it out. And there's the bracket for the tiller you'll see in a little bit. I got a set of tire chains for my S24. Pair of wheel weights. They're not actual Speedex wheel weights, but I'm not exactly sure what they are. The guy said he thought they were old car flywheels, but for 20 bucks, I picked these things up. They're about 60 pounds a piece. So there's about, yeah, on this one there's what, 4 of them welded together, or I guess they're bolted together. But they're all, I'm not sure what they are, but I know the bolt patterns line up for the small ones, so when I put my snowplow on my S19, I'll have some weight, more weight in the back. Considering I'm only 114 pounds, it doesn't give me very much weight. So I got the plow, the wheel weights, the chains. Move over here, I have a Planet Junior rototiller. You saw the mounting bracket over there for it, but it just bolts right to the hitch in the back. It had a 4 horsepower Briggs on it. The guy took it off, put a 5 horsepower Briggs on it. This one has electric start, not that it matters to me because I'm going to pull start it anyway. But it turns, everything's there. The guy said it ran, I think, this summer, so I'm looking forward to getting that. Where it attaches in the miller's a little bit shot. The whole joint's shot. The whole thing moves back and forth when I move it with my foot. So it's a little bit worn, but as long as it tills the garden better than using the one by hand, I'll be happy. Then we move over here to what I originally went up for, the snowblower. Have all the mounting hardware for it right there. Bolt it to the frame. It'll bolt. I'll push this back so you can see. Come on. It'll bolt to the frame right there on my front mounted mower deck bracket, aka my weight bracket. I use it for hanging the 80-pound suitcase weight off when I plow, so I'm going to have to take that off. And then this one, that piece right there, it'll bolt to the same place. And then they all match up with the mounting tabs on the back side, which you'll see here in a little bit. But it spins, it's loose. It's a little bit rusty, but it isn't too bad. I think I'll be able to clean it up pretty good eventually. The only thing I noticed is that the camera's focusing weird, but right here it's rusted out, but I think I'll be able to just patch that up. But it's right on top here where the, I don't want to call it the cavity or whatever, but the ring went down in there and just sat right on the edge right there, and it would rot it out. Steel on both sides. Yep, both sides are rusted out. Other than that, it's got the wings on it, so I can get an extra, probably about an extra foot out of it. I have all the stuff on the back side. The only thing is the lever here for turning the chute is bent. So when you turn it, it gets to like right here, then it gets in a bind. Doesn't want to turn, so I'm going to heat that up, stick it in the vise, straighten it out. And I'm also missing the pulley which would go right here, and there's just a pulley. The cable would attach here, or I guess both places depending on how you had it rigged up. Where's that a grease fitting? Oh, that's a grease fitting. Alright, that's a grease fitting. But it would go there, one would go one direction, one would come from the other direction, so when you turn the handle, it would turn your chute. But when I got it to, the chute was froze, so I ended up having to try and I actually turned the chute was on backwards when I got it, and I realized that the chute just went on the outside of a piece and it rotated, so I ended up taking the wedge there for what we used to cut wood, and I just kept hitting it up, and I eventually got it off, and I took Dad's grease gun there, greased the chute all up, so now it turns pretty easily. If I can do it one-handed. But at least it turns better now. I'll grease it up more before I get it going. And you go over here, this is your main drive pulley. It drives your thrower in the front. There's a tensioner pulley right here, which I think there's a little bump right here in this piece of steel, so I'm guessing a spring hooked underneath it, and it would hook to this hook or something like that, which would hold this tensioner up, so it would keep tension on the belt. But I'm also guessing that this chain had something to do with the tensioner, but I'm still yet to figure that out because I don't know where the heck it hooks. I haven't been able to find many pictures, and not many people have these, so I have not very much information, but I'm going to make it work. I have this belt, and I think I could probably make work with it. If it's a little bit long, I'll just add a little bit more tension to the pulley. If it's too short, I'm just going to have to find a longer belt. We have a couple over there in the wall. They're a little bit too long, I think, though. I think these ones right here in the wall are pretty well shot. They're my old drive belts off my Speedexes when I got them. When I got them, I put all new drive belts on them. Got rid of the old ones. But I managed to bring this baby up from farm yesterday. And for the snowblower, because it goes on the crankshaft, I need another pulley on the outside of the crankshaft. I want to see if I can get this one. Is it cleared? I'll be darned. I need a pulley that will clear the hood, and I'm not sure whether this one will or not. We'll have to see when I hook a belt up to it. But my idea, because it's supposed to have a 3-groove pulley that came with the snowblower, it would fit on the crankshaft to extend it past the hood to make it work. However, I don't have that. So I went to Tractor Supply, aka Redneck Walmart as we call it. Went to Redneck Walmart, picked up a pulley, and I'm hoping there's not enough room on the end of the crankshaft right now just to add the pulley on and make it stay. But on the inside of this pulley there's a spacer, so I'm hoping that I can take that spacer out, take this 2-groove pulley off the drive pulley, stick this one on the inside, probably like this, and then I'll turn the drive pulley inside out. Oh, that won't work. Ah, darn it. I was hoping to turn it inside out and stick it so the small pulley be on the outside, then I could just leave it hang over the end of the crankshaft here a little bit so I could get it to extend, but I'm not sure if that's going to work or not. Darn it. Darn. Well, we'll have to see. I need it to come out at least this far, because I had this one sitting on the crankshaft before, and you could see it sticks out that far, and it barely cleared the hood, so I'm not sure what I'm going to need. I'll figure it out. And I also got my snowplow from my S19 out of the shed. I just brought that up before I started the video. So I'll get that hooked up either today or tomorrow. So I'll have quite a few mowing machines. There's my one bottom plow off the 24. Took that off and I just have the regular hitch on it right now. But I'll have the snowblower on the S24 with my new chains. Put my snowplow on the S19 with my new wheel weights and my tire chains I have for it, and I should be able to move at least a little bit of snow this winter anyway. So if anybody has any information on the tiller or the snowblower, please let me know. Or if anybody knows what those wheel weights might be made of, can you let me know too, please? Or I guess if anybody too has a 1-inch in like shaft diameter 3-groove pulley for my crankshaft too, that would be great. So I don't have to make something work. So the guy also had, well, I should say, all this stuff that I mentioned: the plow, the tiller, the tire chains, the wheel weights, the snowblower, and I think that's all I picked up. Everything except my one bottom mare. I picked up for 220 bucks, all this stuff right here in this line. So I'm hoping, I've thought about going back and getting the original 4 horsepower that was on it. I don't know, or make it worth a little bit more, but probably a little bit easier to work on than the more modern Briggs. I like the older engines. A little bit easier to work on, but it needs a little bit of work, but I think I can get her to work pretty decently before snow season really starts. We haven't had any good laying snow yet, so I still have time. Alrighty, thanks for watching.